Good morning, Canada. Welcome to another episode of RC TV. On this week's episode, we have some indoor flying at a store. And then we're going to be heading out to BC to see a really cool basement track in this guy's house. And then Calgary boats, right? We can't miss out on those boats every week. But first, let's go out to Chatham to see a real neat float plane. Good morning, I'm here with Al Morrock this morning. Good morning, Al. What a beautiful plane. This is a very unique plane. It looks like something from the 30s. Give me a little history about the plane here.
Right, this was built around 1928 and then sold around 1930. One of the first customers was Osa Martin Johnson, and they flew this S-39 done in giraffe pattern paint scheme, and also the Sikorsky S-38 in Africa over a period of like years for about 60,000 miles. So it's got a lot of history.
Is this used for commercial purposes as well?
Yes, it was. It was flown in Chicago, New York, and I think San Francisco. And they used them for short hops. It carried 5 passengers and was quite popular for several years. The 38 was also used as a commercial airplane, and it was used to establish Pan American Airways in the 1930s. So it's got a lot of history, and I'm really interested in obscure aircraft with some historical significance, and that's really why I chose this airplane.
How long did it take to design a plane like this? Did you actually do it just from the pictures, or did you actually go see the actual plane itself?
I went and worked on the original restoration in New Hampshire. Richard Jackson restored one. And I went over a period of 5 years, photographed it, worked on this airplane, and that's really how I was able to come up with the accuracy of this model. There are some 3-view drawings, but somewhat limited. I kind of tailored the design of this airplane after the restoration that Mr. Jackson did. I drew the plans by hand, and from that I developed the construction of the airplane and actually built one basically out of balsa wood and light ply. But I liked the airplane so much that I decided to make molds and then vacuum form the hull, and then the top vacuum form hull also along with it, to lighten the airplane up and to simplify it to be able to sell it to other customers.
Now, would this be the perfect model for a gentleman who's already been flying in a club for a few years and maybe flying a trainer that he's already had and moving into something like this because he wanted to get into something scale?
This airplane really is designed more for the expert. This particular construction method, the new 8 scale would fit that market, and that's really, Nick, what I'm trying to do, is to tailor the airplane for a much broader market.
Did this take a lot of work when you were first manufacturing it?
Yes, it did. The accuracy of it is quite unique with the exhaust system, and there again with the electric setup on the power system makes it a lot more feasible to get this kind of detail. This is a Williams Brothers stock 1/6 scale engine, which takes the complexity out of assembling the engine, so that's pretty much standing by itself. And the vacuum form parts are quite simple to put together, and they're accurate.
But as a flyer itself, it's quite simple. It's not a very difficult plane to fly.
Correct.
So once you get the 8th scale kit, that kit's going to be, if a guy comes out of a Cub,
right,
Super Cub or something, he can get right into this plane. And then, like you said, he can add the detail later and everything.
Absolutely.
Well, Al, thanks a lot. What a great
Thank you,
plane, right? Well, going to see her up in the air in a sec, I guess.